I muted myself and I was talking, and now all of a sudden I can hear myself. So, alrighty then, let me mute this. Okay. All right, I'm gonna mute that for me because I don't know what it is that's making it double up. Hopefully, it's not double for you guys. Let me check by listening to the YouTube. Testing one, two, testing. Testing one, two, testing. Test one, two, test one, two. It's so behind. Okay, so yeah, it's on. Never mind. All right, so for some reason it wants me to do the dual, and I have to do it this way. Uh, 12. Oh, what's going on, guys? So Quasi here of Quasi Anime Studio, Quasi Media Network. I am streaming both on Twitch and YouTube right now. Um, how do I say this? So I joined. Well, hello there. Can't say your name. Don't want to mess it up. So what's going on, 76? Anyway, so what you see here on the screen, this is a combination of Daz and also, and it's funny how fast people hear him jumped off. Daz and yes, you. I don't want to mess your name up. Nobody else has said anything else. And Human Generator, which she has been decapitated. All right, so the image, I've jumped into, where is it? Let me go to Render Hub. So yeah, I jumped and I'm presently doing the contest, which, okay, couple of, all right. Hmm. So yeah, I'm doing the contest, which, what in the world? Now, I don't even know how form replies, galleries, let's go to gallery comment. So yeah, this is not my render, but yeah. So I jumped into the contest on Render Hub and I worked on it already. Let's see. I don't know if it's showing the newest ones. Newest. So yeah, let me see. There's a lot of fresh ones. Yeah, so this is the one I end up doing right here. Um, so yeah, worked on it, and that's what I'm presently doing is dealing with that. What in the hell? So anyway, I don't know what's going on with you guys. Yeah, people keep dropping out. Well, it's probably not dropping out. I don't know. Uh, Oh, seriously? Yeah. Well, happy birthday. It sucks that people hadn't said anything, but I also know what that's like. Yeah, know exactly what that's like. So anyway, I been working on this. So you're welcome. Well, I worked on it already and decided that I was going to render it in cycles. And I don't want to start cycles. Well, that's good also. I don't want to start cycles because what I don't want to do is lag my stream out. It's already lagged out enough, but I don't have it at I don't have it at very high render. So what I'll do is let me go to my playback. Come in here, view, camera. All right, so this is what I've been thinking about. Appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to go into render mode and look at it. Again, it told me I had to be sideways. So those of you that are looking at this on YouTube, if it's sideways, I don't know how to change that, but that was the only way I could dual stream it. Um, I'm not really sure how to get it. Let me see. I might be able to do that. Wait a minute. Would that change it? No, that will not change it. Yeah, don't know. But I know that it told me that I had to do that. So yeah, fun times. Um, Other than that, I we'll go ahead and turn on the Eevee render, see what happens from there. And I know I haven't streamed on YouTube in a long time. I try to avoid it. I'm still present. Um, so if you really want to check me out, I know that it might seem like a hassle, but it would behoove you to come to Twitch because that's where I stream at most of the time. And I also try my best to upload VODs or pieces. I'm having a pretty decent day. Thank you, 76. Um, but one of the things that I say is oh yes, it's for the Patreon. So what is happening on the Patreon is I'm I'm about to start uploading lessons. So anyone that wants lessons that wants to learn certain things about Blender and learn certain things about uh, filmmaking, because again, the channel is about filmmaking and understanding Blender. I can't say I'm learning Unreal because I pretty much know how to use it for in a sense for certain things, but I'm not using it or doing classes on it because it's not a thing that I intend to use on a full scale. It's just something I'm messing with for really for client work. Uh, Other than that, this is what I use, which is good old Blendara. So yeah, um, if you're here and watching the stream on Twitch and or YouTube, and you're not 3976 here, so I want to say, so I don't know, I don't want to mess that up. Savor, I will say Savor. Is that okay? If you're not Savor, then acknowledge your presence. So here we go. I don't know how it looks over there. Let me, because it looked like it's popping up, but again, I can't see the full stream from that side. Well, hello. So you're gonna be a plague doctor? April says they're gonna be a plague doctor. I ain't mad at that. That's what I almost did for this contest was do a plague doctor, and I said nope. I'm gonna do something else, which I ended up deciding that it was gonna be this guy here. I think it's still no. I turned the denoiser off. So yeah, this is the end result. Like I said, I don't know how well you can see it from the screen because I had to adjust it accordingly. So I don't really know like if that does anything or not. I'm trying to see because I don't think it does, but it's not showing my whole screen. Um, Thank you. Salgario. Oh, okay. Luckily for me, my wife is Hispanic. All right, so let me go back. But yeah, so this is what I decided on. And like I said, I'm doing it for the Render Hub contest. Uh, One of the things that I'm having to go back here. Yo, what's going on, Kratos? What's up with you, man? I'm having to check my chat back and forth through here, even though I could go here and see it. I mean, real talk. So, yeah, what's going on, man? But yeah, the that's what I'm presently. Well, what I worked on that the last few days. I was out of town, and luckily for me, I have my laptop, and that's what I'm mostly working on. So yeah, so then I have the series and a couple other things I'm trying to get in order. Uh, but I intend to start doing these lessons on. Uh, I'm gonna say you're gonna go scare little kids. I ain't mad at that. Well, how many days away is that's what 7 days from now, 7 8 days or so. I think I could be wrong. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, for those of you that may not go to my main channel, which is uh, why did I go there? Which is Quasi Media Network, and I will go to YouTube. Halloween, I like Halloween. I like Halloween for what it is. I'm not gonna say that I'm like like I'm running around acting crazy over it, but. every year I do a short for it, an animated short for it, which I already have done. Uh, and it's already been dropped. I'm just coming over here so I can go to the channel real quick, Lord. And the channel, and it's called Quasi Media Network is the main channel. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some sharing real quick. Okay, later, guys. or so, Sagario. So yeah, you can go there, and I think I would have to log into the other thing because I don't have it for YouTube. YouTube, you just go to the thing for YouTube. Other than that, yeah. And then, like I said, I just dropped this the other day, Mage. So yeah, I appreciate that, Kratos. I appreciate that. Um, I did not expect that to be a day ago and it's 160 views. That's wild. But yeah, what you had void, I need you to respond. So yeah, I ended up dropping this, and I was just like, I got to do something. Oh yeah, creepy spiders. Okay, okay. Yeah, you said your friend just dropped by. Alrighty then. Where am I at? Hold on. Let me turn that one off. Go back here. But yeah, I decided to work on that. It took me really, it really wasn't even that long. I say a few hours combined to put everything together. And then when I decided to go ahead and do the final, I always do my final in Blender. I don't waste my time doing it anywhere else. Uh, I just don't. Then of course I had to get back to working on the series. So those of you that have been following, looking, watching on both channels or whatnot, appreciate that, Kratos. But those of you that have been watching on both channels, well, from Twitch to the animation studio to the media network where I post the finished and final product. I've been working on the come up, and of course, my feature film, Dark Awakening Kalita, is still on the way. I just been working on building shots and getting sets done because it's not always that simple, always that easy. People have been trying to get me to go over to Unreal to do it, but the issue with that is character models. And right now, I'm trying to figure out how to get my models into it, and only for renders. I don't really care about the using it for animation because when I messed with it the other day, it just wasn't what it was.
So tell me about Falls.
I don't know nothing.
Hold on, let me see something real quick. Am I tripping? Oh no, it's playing from the. Okay, never mind. Bet. Appreciate that, Kratos. I see you. I see you. Yes, I'm all for it. I appreciate it. I really do.
You do. And if you don't speak now, you'll be on Rico watching till your grandkids have gray hair.
He had beef with Xavier. Xavier was talking to the
I don't know if I
Russians.
should add music
Where
to
it
this or
is,
not.
False found out.
And what was the deal with
Now
the
I'm about to
Russians?
show some
That I
behind
really
the
don't
scenes
know.
stuff real quick.
You
So
believe Falls killed Xavier?
yeah, so I still have to finish that shot. So what I'll do is let's say let me go to this shot. I'll go to the last shot that I did out of all of those, which is what shot 7. So what I want to show here is that I think a lot of people forget. And matter of fact, I won't even do that. I go to one of the longer ones. I want to say it was, I don't know, I think it's no, this one. So what I find is most people are overthinking shots, and it's like, no, don't overthink the shot. Just sit back for a second and think about what it is you want to do. So the line is pretty. This is 182 frames. So what I'll do. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay. So what I'll do is come here, and what I want to show you is how simple. Now, it seemed like a lot going on right there when you look at the NLA editor. And yes, I use the NLA a lot. Make sure ain't nobody going to assist thought Unreal was the GOAT. I'm not gonna, well, I mean, Unreal isn't bad. That's in no way, fashion, or form am I saying Unreal is bad. I'm just saying like it's not ready. All right, Sagario. What I see is a problem for Unreal is that to respond to what you're saying, Kratos, is that you kind of have to like if you even if you have animation knowledge and understanding use curves and all this, etc., knowing how to go through the process of animation, the biggest deal thing you're gonna have a problem with is that like say if you were using something like Maya or Blender. So I mean just to show you, because I know you say I'm not animated. I will show you exactly what I mean because it's a simple thing. So I'm gonna go to this one right here and you see these curves, right? So you see all this right here. Okay, so all of this, okay, is what I would have to play with if I want to make certain adjustments. If you look at it, you can see it, going a certain way, right? So you can see it moving a certain way. The issue that I find in Unreal is this, okay, and it's a problem because I'm trying to work fast. I'm trying to work expeditiously, right? So I want to select, let's just say I'll turn all these off, and I just want to select this curve. So I'll select this curve, right? I want to select that curve. I can do that, but not like this. I would have to like go in and basically just highlight everything or whatever, right? Even if I click the curve, and I'm talking about in Unreal, it'll allow me to do that. Now, the issue that I have is in order for me, say I want to do something to this regard, right? So I go in, and I want to go into it, and I want to move this handle. These are handles, right? I want to move this handle. I can't move this handle like this in Unreal. All I can do is this, unless I go and make an adjustment to it as a setting. So I have to go to another setting to adjust it. Let me make this clear. That is frustrating and it's time consuming. So it's like it's not ready for the overall. People try to convince me otherwise, but I've actually gone in myself and checked it. So it's not fucking ready. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to try to convince me that it is, but it is not. Okay. So I'm just checking my messages, checking to see what's going on because I don't want to miss anybody's chat. So now, one of the things that I tend to do when I'm animating, so like we look at the shot, right? We just come over here and look at the shot.
He had beef with Xavier.
Let me turn off the other guy.
Xavier was talking to the Russians, where it is false found out.
Okay, so now if we go back to the beginning of the shot, go back to the animation tab, we're still like this here. We just look at him, just look at his general motion, and I want to look at it with the rig on. I don't want to look with the rig off because I want to actually see it. Okay, and we just look at those general, look over here and over here.
He had beef with Xavier. Xavier was talking to the Russians, where it is false found out.
Now, what I find is most people will go in and they want to do little micro actions, key for key for key. But if you look at this, and if you really look at it, right, and you generally look at it, you'll see there are not a lot of keyframes. But they'll have all these keyframes because they're trying to make micro adjustments, not understanding that something as simple as, say, for instance, right here, he turns sideways goes forward a little bit. Well, that's on the X rotation here, right? Okay, so if I turn this off, turn this one on. So it's on the X rotation, right? So let's go to that key. So what I find is he's leaning forward. Again, if we slide back, we see him lean forward just ever so slightly. Okay, so if I select that key and I hit and I adjust that key, now I can grab it and adjust it, but I like to actually do it manually. So I'll go G Y because you can only do X and Y in this. So Y is up and down, X is left or right. So I hit G Y and go up. You'll start to see him move, right? Well, the thing is people will try to do that and then do it step by step by step. So they'll have 5 frames trying to lead to that last position instead of stopping and saying, okay, I need position 1 and then I need position 2. However, this frame is not the final frame in that motion. If we go to this next key, we'll notice that it moves slightly because it allows you to be able to see that micro action. And so a lot of people that are starting out are not doing that. They're doing a lot of extra actions because they're in the dope sheet or just on the timeline putting in keys, and that can become a problem. Oh, hey, I mean, I hope that it's clear. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, crazy. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome, man. I say it like that. So yeah, because one of the biggest things that I see a lot of people think animation is they don't really comprehend that like the complexities they think are there aren't really a thing. So it's like they were like, yes, it is. I'm like, no, no, no. Let me help you out. So this is what I'll do. I'm gonna go to, matter of fact, to the lesson file, right? So it'll be how to, and I'm using this particular model. So I'm gonna go to that real quick. Just bear with me. And I haven't like, well, I started, but I haven't started like disseminating any of these things yet, right? Okay, so what I would like to do, so, and because a lot of people don't have auto rig, I'm using Rigify because this is a Blender thing, and a lot of people come here for Blender stuff. So because I don't use Maya or nothing, so what I try to do is just keep it simple as possible. Now, something I was telling a guy, matter of fact, you know who I'm talking about, Kratos, was telling Keon, is IK for acting shots. I mean, yeah, for acting shots, and FK for action. Okay, so if a character's fighting somebody, you would go FK. Now you could use IK. I'm not saying don't, but the reason why I choose that is because FK will allow me to be able to turn that character's body. So and it stay relatively, everything's there, and I can make those micro adjustments, and I'm fine with making those micro adjustments. So I'm going to turn those things on real quick, and then I'm just going to go and make the adjustment. So I'll show you the mean. So the biggest issue that I have with FK is the feet. I'm just not gonna lie to you. So once I grab this and I go to move him, the whole character's gonna move. And in FK, I mean IK, it's not gonna happen. Now I want to go and turn these IK filters off, okay? Because we're now in full FK, right? Okay, so since it's Rigify, you can actually use these fingers, and these are the details, right? Use these, hit scale, and they will rotate, they will bend, right? And then you can do that, and then you can rotate and make your fist if you want to. But understand, once you do that, you have to scale it back out. And then, of course, because we can scale and rotate with the same thing, and then you just Alt R, Alt S, okay? So, and the reason why I don't use what's the thing called? Screencast keys is they annoying. They annoy me. I see them in the corner and it just starts to fuck with my mind. I don't like that. Hey yo, what's up, Keon? What's up, baby? So yeah, again, if you're on YouTube, I advise you, if you're watching me, I advise you go to Twitch because it's where I primarily stream. I will probably only stream on YouTube maybe once or twice in a month's time because YouTube does too damn much. I'm just being real about it. All right. Again, I can't tell what you can see or can or cannot see because I am using it vertically vertically and not horizontally. All right. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm using it horizontally on YouTube and vertically or in landscape mode on Twitch. Okay. So what I'll do is this. I'm gonna go into animation mode. What's going on? We Vivi Toric. I'm gonna say it like you would if it was French. Vivi Toric. I appreciate the follow. Uh, Uh-oh, put that back up. Now let's bring back Blender. So I'm going to go in the animation tab. My animation tab is going to look different from yours. You're going to probably have a bunch of tabs up here. Don't. I have my own individual, very specific version of how I set up my Blender screen. So what I want to show you is this. So this is what I'll do. Okay, I'm just going to set the character into the positions I want. Now we're in pose mode, right? What I like to do is come up here to where it says local, but it's going to say global, and change the transform to local, and then the transform pivot, which is right next to individual origins. Because when you start doing fingers or toes or something like that, or even spine stuff, even say if I want to grab, let's say I grab the chest, neck, and head. Let's go to the side. We're going to bring in our rotate tool. And once I hit 3 on the number pad and I rotate, you're going to see how his head is going to start to rotate because it's on the individual origins. If I go back to median point, it's not going to do that. He's just going to contort. Okay, so we want to make sure there's on individual origins. So now once I do, this is also key to how I can get quick motions in some things. See how I just did that just then? Boom, he's just looking both ways. Look at that. And now I don't have to triple animate, do I? See what I'm saying? Like it just makes sense. There's no way I would sit here and, but again, remember this is an FK, right? So his arms are moving with him, but I'm going to say this. Again, I'm just going to show the difference between the shots. Okay. So because I'm an FK, I'm going to go ahead and place the character in the proper position. We're going to actually hit mirror, and then I'm going to bring the arms down. I want to bring down the shoulder. The reason why I hit one on the numpad, so I'm in the front, and I want to see this from the front. Okay. I'm going to hit 3 on the numpad. I'm going to pull the arm backs a little bit, and then we're going to grab this and pull this down a little bit. Your hands tend to be towards your thighs, the front of your thighs, okay? So don't overthink that. All right, it's supposed to be towards the front of your thighs. I'm going to grab the wrist, and we're going to turn it towards the inside because your thumb tends to be closer to your thighs, okay? So don't forget that. All right. For those of you that care about that thing. All right. So now we're going to grab these fingers. Now you can use the details. I tend to use the details. I'm just going to be real about it. But because I'm doing this right now, I'm just showing you what you're going to end up getting. So I'm going to scale this in a little bit. I am not going to scale this one. I am just going to move it over a little and I'm going to rotate it some. So when I hit one, I should be able to tell where I am with the thumb. All right. Because I don't want the thumb to be dead on right in the thing. And then we're going to pull it down a little bit. So it's sort of inside. All right. Shift B. I'm gonna make a little box, go in a little tighter and rotate out so I can have that as an orbit spot. All right. So because the pinky tends to be tighter when you're standing, so we're gonna make it a little tighter and then we're gonna rotate it on the edge. Okay. The next finger, now I'm gonna make something clear. I'm gonna bring, because your other fingers all come to your index. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the index, bring this fingers over towards the index. And understand now, what I want to tell you guys is this here. Make a pose library. Okay, so this way you don't have to continuously make adjustments. So I'm making adjustments accordingly. Okay, so I'm just rotating them so the fingers are pretty much in the position they should be in. So now, when you like so, the fingers that will probably be the further forward are your ring finger and your pinky finger. I'm going to bring those forward a little bit. And then I'm going to leave the middle finger like it is. I'm going to grab the index and I'm going to scale it back out ever so slightly and then pull it back just a bit, just a bit. So now we have the form that we will have, but now I'm about to show you something that's gonna mess you up a little bit, because what I want to do is, because if you look at the wrist to the fingers, they're never in direct line. So I'm gonna pull this forward some more. And there we go. Now we have our hand position and we're straight. Now, if you look at this guy with the overlay off, does he not look like he's naturally standing? It looked like something you see on a day-to-day basis, right? Ta-da. Okay, so that's what we want to do. What we got right here. First time here, he sounded very. What happened? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I thank you. I'm glad that you caught me here, and I didn't know it was on TikTok Shorts. So thank you for telling me that. Thank you for following, and at the same time, enjoy. Appreciate that, Torik. All right, so that's one of the things that. Uh, Let me make sure my volume is straight, because I don't know. Keon and or Kratos, tell me what it sound like. Like, tell me the level. Like, just let me know the level and go from there. Um, if you are on YouTube, again, you could come over to Twitch and it'll make it easier for you. Because I don't like I mean, it says on shorts, and from what I'm looking at on the live, it's definitely on shorts, and I don't know how to adjust the screen so it's down the middle, and it's probably annoying as shit trying to hear me, I mean, see what I'm doing, and you can't. Okay, so I'm likely gonna shut that one down, and I don't know how to do that without turning off the whole thing, and I don't want to turn the whole thing off. So if you're on YouTube, just sounds good to you? Okay. All right. Where we at? All right. Chicka chicka boom boom. All right, so let's see here. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. So now, what I want to do now, let me make this clear for those of you that may come and want to use YouTube. I mean YouTube, use Blender and want to comprehend better how to adjust certain things. So this is one of the things I'm going to tell you you need to do from the jump. Down here in your timeline, and understand your timeline is also here. When you have a brand new Blender scene, your timeline is at the bottom. Okay, it's at the bottom of your animation tab. It is not at the bottom of your shader tab. Okay, now you see playback. This is my playback. This is just a layout. All I did was just go here, hit the plus, go to layout, and then create a layout. So I just renamed it playback. Okay. So I'm gonna delete that because I don't want that. All right. So now what I'm about to show you, this is the thing I'm going to show you now. Ready? Okay. We're going to go to auto keying. Gonna hit the drop down, and we want to go to only active keying set. Okay. When that's not on and you hit I, it's going to say not suitable because there is no key set. Okay. However, when I hit active key set and I hit I, it will change. But hold on, I ain't done with you yet. We're going to go to keying because you got playback. You want to go to frame dropping. Let me explain why. I don't care if you have a 5090, turn frame dropping on. Okay. You want to have scrubbing on so we can scrub audio. We want to have play audio because you might use audio. We want to have on the playback, follow current frame. Okay. and then don't mess with nothing else. All right. And then over here in keying, when you see active keying set, click it. It's probably going to say, it's probably going to be blank. Just click it. And I don't scale, but we're about to scale. So I'm about to change it to location, rotation, scale. Okay. So now this right here is going to be active. Now, when I click the character and I hit I, it sets the keyframe. So this way I don't have to do anything else. Now, when we're in the graph editor and I hit I, it's going to give me insert what type of keyframe and what you want that keyframe to do. So it can select channels at cursor. It can active channels at cursor, only active if curve, because if a curve's active, then I will only key on that curve. Okay, this is in the actual graph editor and only selected channels. So if I only have X and Y selected, the Z will not get a key. But then I can go all, but this is inside of the graph editor. Out here, when you hit it, it's going to do whatever it is that you have set. I will show thee now. So I'm going to go to the thumb. I'm going to click the thumb. We're going to do the drop down here, and it's going to show all of them. So let's go. Let me blow it up. So here you're going to see, okay, location for the thumb, the quaternion rotation. You're going to have a W. What's it come? This is your Euler. This is the Euler rotation, okay? So that means, so basically it's it's the big white spindle, okay? That's this. This is your Euler, all right? And then, because most people don't know that, all right? So then you're gonna have your scale, okay? So that's what we want. Now you're gonna say, how you keep blowing it up? I'm hitting Control and space bar, and it allowed me to blow up a section, and I hit it again and it changed the section. So I can just blow this up or come back, okay? So this is for those of you that decided you want to use Blender. Those are more complex and advanced things. I don't talk about, oh, this is how you spin the thing and turn. No, fuck all that. Hit T and go to your gimbals and stuff. If you don't know how to hotkey by hitting Shift Space and then it's giving you all your things. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry about that. You can come over here and do it, because guess what? On the side when you click it, it tells you the shortcut. Shift Space Bar G. All right. So we have an active channel, and the channel is active. Okay. So now what I just say about FK. Now, mind you, I know this in itself is not going to be an action shot, but what I want to show you is what I mean about the pivoting. All right. From using the actual individual origins. Okay. So let me check the thing. Okay. So we're good there. All right. I just want to see, because I don't know if you guys are saying something or not, because I don't get can you put on a notification if somebody says something to you? It don't matter. I'll just check it. All right, so look what we got. Okay, so I'm going to click again the chest. Now, understand uh the tweak is on. So the tweak is the middle section. Uh-oh. The tweak is the middle section. Okay. And I can still use the tweak to do the same thing, but see how the tweak doesn't do that much. Now, if I come up here, the head rotation is all the way on. So it's following the neck, okay? But understand, now watch what just happened here. When I did this one, the head only went so far, because this is not the twist bone has less influence over the head and neck. Okay. So if you want to keep his head sort of slightly to where it is, you would use the tweak. Okay. Other than that, I'm going to use these three. They're already keyed. Remember, we selected everything. We hit I. And I do this every time. It doesn't matter what I'm doing after this. I do this every time. And guess what? I also name it. So we know this is Virgil. I'm going to name it Virgil. Underscore. Let's say body motion. And I only capitalize every other word. So it'll be body, lowercase, motion, uppercase, _1. So just go _1, and I'll make it a fake user, just so I can watch it. So this shield here is fake user. So even if I turn the animation off, if I hit the X and turn it off or remove it, I can go back to it at any given time, because understand there's nothing else there. As soon as you see anything with an F next to it, makes it a fake user. That means I can use it any other time after the fact. Okay. All right. Check out thing here. This is good. Huh? What's over the screen? Oh, this over the screen? Yeah. I pull it back unless it's still over the screen. It shouldn't be. Okay, so all right. So now we have this selected. I'm going to select these three pieces, and we should be at 24 frames a second. That's what I like to use. So then we're going to go to frame 24. Now, this is something I do. It may seem like I'm working backwards, but I'm not. So I'm gonna go back to the first part. And again, I want to have them sort of look this way, right? Now, here at the top of your graph editor, you have the normalize. Click it, because we want to see our frames, right? We can hit I. Now, another thing, view go to view in your menu, only select the keyframe handles. So we only want those handles when we're actively messing with them, so they're not in your way, okay? But you can hit A and select all of them, and then you can hit double A or Control A, I believe. No, I'm sorry, Alt A, and it'll get rid of all of that. But you can hit A, and it'll select everything on double A. Okay, so we have those. Now, when we hit play, we'll see it motion, but I don't like that, right? It's that easing out. Okay, so what I'll do is I know I went 24, 12 is the middle space, but I'm gonna show you something that's crazy. This is what I like to do. We're gonna go 9. All right, so now on the ninth one, I'm gonna select all of these, and I'm gonna hit Control E in the viewport and pull it back. So now it gives me this, see that? Just like that. It gave me an in between, and I didn't have to tweak it that much. Now, don't get me wrong, that don't mean I won't tweak it, but what part really needs to be tweaked here the most? What would lead first? Likely the head, right? So let's click the head bone. And I'm coming over here, and this is what I'm going to do. I like to turn the toggle the visibility off, because the difference between this and a lot of other programs is you have to toggle the visibility off. Now you can individually select a thing. I can individually select it, right? I can come in here and just click and select it individually and know which one I'm doing. And I can actually do this by just selecting the keys, and it'll switch between them. Okay. But I like to turn the visibility off so that I don't mess up and click something I don't want to mess with, because let me make this clear. Each one of these have the same color. The X and the X and the X all have the same color. Now you can go and switch that if you go to edit preferences, and then you can go over to actual interface. And I mean, not interface, I'm sorry. Which one is, oh shit. Is it input? No, I think it's key mapping. Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. Themes. I'm sorry. Go to themes, and you can change the actual colors of things. Okay. If you go to themes, we won't do that right now. All right. So I want to change the X rotation. So I'm just going to click it, and I want that rotation to be faster. So I'm going to just move it over. Now you can do this two ways. You can make a hotkey for it, but in the menu you have key, and you can come up here and you have snap, and then you can tell it to snap to current selection. I made that the comma. Boom. Now, if we want to change that hotkey or make a quick key, we come over here to it, and then what you'll do is hit Q. I'm sorry, right click, and then you will go add quick favorites, and you can make a quick favorite. Okay. So now the head. Oh Lord, what the hell? What the hell did I change? I see what happened. Never mind. I see exactly what happened here. I forgot. It's not the X. It's the Y. That's on me. My bad. It's the Y, because it's the rotation, right? Boom. What in the hell is going on with that? What is happening there? Why is the location doing that? That's a location problem. Hold on, let me do something real quick, because I want to see if it's still going to do it. Yeah, what is doing that? That is funky. What is doing that? It's not the Euler, is it? It can't be. What in the fuck is that? Have mercy. Y'all see that crazy ass shit? Wow, what in the hell? I have no clue what is doing that. Let's start it over. I have no clue what's doing that. I don't. And I'm just going to delete everything and then come back and hit it again, because I have no clue what is making that do that. And it wasn't doing that a second ago. Okay, so I'll do it again. All right. And then go back to the head, and I want the Y rotation. And what I'll do this time, I'll just make a key. I'll just make the key, because I don't want no trouble. All right. Move that key to where I want it to be. All right. See, that's not doing it. All right. But also know I don't like that rotation the way it was, because I'm feeling like that happened because of the in between. Yeah, it was the in between. I know what happened right there. So what I'll do is what I tend to do sometimes is I'll just grab it and pull it back myself. There we go. So yeah, now this head, I want that rotation to be a little quicker. So put it about 21. There we go. So now also another thing too is don't forget going past that. So we went to this, I'll go to 36, and then I'll just sort of make a slight adjustment to it. All right. So now when you see it run, it sort of settles into that position. And this is one of the things that I find most people tend not to do, right? But now, this is the kicker. Now let's look at our shoulders because remember, we're making an adjustment there. What happened? Yeah, the Nick was tweaking, man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Bet. All right. See what y'all got going on over there. All right. So I was reading the comments, YouTube. All right. I was reading Twitch comments. Okay. So here, clearly the shoulders. Now, this is what's funny about this because it's an FK. When you turn, what's it going to turn with it? The shoulders, right? So the shoulders automatically turn, but one shoulder is going to move forward more, right? So what I'll do is I'm going to go to 20. I'm going to go to frame 26 because I want it to kind of sort of semi-settle. And I'm just going to hit I because for both of them, click this one and then on the oh, got to turn off the mirror, and I'm gonna slightly bring it forward because that's what would happen. Like if you just stood up and you just sort of turn your shoulders, you'll realize that shoulder. I'm sorry, it's the wrong shoulder I moved. I'm tripping. This shoulder. No, I was right. Yeah, because that's the one on the, yeah, this shoulder. Yeah, this shoulder will move forward a little. So this shoulder move forward a little, and the other one relatively stays the same. It goes back a little bit, but I wouldn't overthink it. Okay, that's why we settled and just did both of them. Okay, so now when you do that, you'll turn, but that hand will slightly be to the front, right? So you see that the hand is slightly to the front, but it'll also be closer to the body. So what I'll do is I'll just push it in some more because we turned. Okay, so now because now I want that to continue to settle. I'm going to go to 42. So I'm going to continue to let that settle and then rotate it a little bit on the Y. Just a little, just a little. Don't need it to be a lot. So now if we turn the overlay off and we look at it, you'll see those little slight little motions. Now another thing is this arm right here will actually turn the overlay back on. That arm will actually start to settle in also. So I'm going to go to that key, click here, and I'm going to put it in. It's going to push in some. That shoulder may even slump ever so slightly, and we might get a little rotation on that arm, right? And then again, I'll do the same thing on going to frame 42, and I'll just slightly push it in, just ever so slightly, not a big old thing. We're gonna don't forget to save, okay? So now, if I turn the overlay off, right? But now this is another crux here. Watch this. This portion here will go further. So now we want to go to the 2 second frame. So we're gonna go to 48 frames. And what I like to do is sort of turn to the side, grab the center of the gimbal, and just pull a little, just a little bit, just a little bit. And now I'm going to grab the head, do the same thing. I'm just going to turn it ever so slightly. Because again, remember, you're looking away from where you're looking. Now, here, I'm going to probably push this back some. So I'm probably going to, yeah, I'll push it back ever so slightly. So now when we have that motion, so you see how I started to settle in? So here start to settle in. I don't want it to settle. Uh-oh, great. Oh, I forgot this one didn't go with that one. That's what I forgot. Okay, here we go. So it started to see how it started to kind of change. I don't want that. So this is what I'll do. I'll make a slight adjustment. Just little adjustments. All right. So I see, okay, I got an idea. Watch this one. Click. There we go. Just get rid of it. This way you don't have to fight with it because I can make adjustments if I need to. If how do I put it? If I go directly into the curves, right? Oh Lord, it started trying to right. So now I feel like that's too slow. So I'm gonna bring this in some. Let's go. I'll make this the 42, right? Yeah, I see that now. Look at this. Look at that. I see you, motherfucker. Okay, so now what I want to do, I really do think it's the neck. I'm gonna turn the head off. I want so no, it's the head, it's not the neck. I mean, it's the neck, not the head. So turn the neck off. Ooh, so them together. Okay, I'm gonna change the rotation on that. So let's go to that Y and it's this Y I want to change. So I'm going to blow this up a little bit. So I'm just going to select that. Oh Lord, right click. All right, I'm gonna select that one. Click, blow it up a little bit. All right, and I'm gonna push down because I kind of wanted to already be settled. Yeah, there we go. And then I'll grab the head and do the same thing on the Y. But the difference is you see this? You see how that one's sort of straight? I already saw. I figured it was something like that. So we want to break that a little bit, and I'll even grab this and rotate it ever so slightly. So another thing is right here, I'm noticing on the X how it's sort of still up a little. I'm gonna bring that down too. See how the curve is sort of weird. Now I'm gonna show you something too. Hold shift and it'll let you do it in a much more refined way. So this way you don't have to worry about messing it up completely. All right. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna do the same thing. All right, here we go. So let's go. Yeah, I'm with that one. But that sort of pause and stop I don't like, and I know that that's probably the Y. So I'm gonna switch over to the Y real quick. Yep, it is. And push it down also. Grab this, rotate ever so slightly. I'm pushing some more. Matter of fact, I got a better idea. I'm gonna hit V and free it. So once I free it, I'm gonna blow this up so I can see it a lot better. All right. So now when I do this, and I'm coming just a little bit, just a little, just a little, just a little, because I want to make adjustments. All right, there we go. Yeah, I can feel that one a little better. So this is one of the things I want to talk about acting shots. Now understand I'm doing an acting shot in FK, not IK. Now if I was doing IK, all I would do is grab the hand because it'll be a different thing, right? So it'll be it'll be this thing, right? So it'll be this particular control. I will grab this control, then the head, neck, and turn. So they all move together and then make a slight adjustment from there. Okay. And that's something, like I said, again, this is what I do. So if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Checking the chat. Bread, 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 bread. Okay. Y'all tripping, man. Man, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you wouldn't be the first person, so definitely will not be the last one. So yeah, I'll if you down with it, I got you. All you gotta do is let me know. So all you have to do, sir, is inform me. What the fuck? I know I just look. Didn't I just tell you to shut up? Okay. I don't know why he hasn't responded. It's fine. Okay. But yeah, just excuse me, let me know. All right. Whenever you are ready. Even if it's just on some random day and you're like, hey man, what you got going, bro? It's not like you don't have the Discord. So that's basically like having my phone number. Just hit me up and then be like, all right, what's up? But yeah, just little things like that right there. Just okay. So now let's step it up a little bit. We want to look at his eyes. So we know we need to make sure that his eyes follow. So what I'll do is just go into I'm gonna hit I on that. Go into the move tool. And eyes tend to move before the body, right? So when he turns, he might blink, he might whatever, but as he's turning, and let's just drag the slider here and we'll go, right? So how long will it take? So we know it's 24 frames. Would it be 6 frames? Would it be 12? Would it be 16? Would it be 9? I like odd numbers a lot more lately. Even if you're animating at 30, 15 would be your middle, right? But I would still use 12. Be like, why? Because I'm only getting 4 extra frames. So why do I still animate like I still animate 30 like I'm animating 24 because I only get 4 extra frames. So so I'm still using the same time because it's not throwing anything off. It's just like if I'm animating and if I'm doing 60 frames a second, I still animate like it's 30 frames a second. Like it, but therefore it does still doing 24. And then it'd be like, man, but it looks so cool. I'm like, yeah, because you're what you're doing is you're just getting more frames on the screen, but that don't necessarily mean that you're getting more frames to animate with. It's moving at the same rate of speed, but I can still do it at the time frame. And then I can take that 24 and make it 60. So now if there's any slight adjustments, those adjustments are just minor. I'm talking about so minor that you don't know. And I've done it on a lot of videos on the network channel and just to test it, just to see. But anyway, finding where it would be. So here, I feel like right there. So I'll just grab it and I'll just move it to that area there. So boom, he's looking. And he's still looking, he's still looking. So now, right about here, I probably just hit him with a keyframe, and then 1, 2, 3, and then slightly move it back because the area is probably gonna be like right about there. Now, something I like to do with the visual or like an eye controller is select all the frames, right? Hit A, select all the frames, hit V, and vector it. So vector is different from linear. Okay, vector is still a Bezier curve that looks straight. Okay, so that's what I always thought was funny. It was like, nope, it still has that same. It's just subtle because linear is more like boom, vector is more like zh. Okay, so when we get it now, if I take that and vector it, I mean go linear on it, which means in other words is I go back to clamped, and then I come up here, hit T, and make it a linear thing. Those are straight lines now. You don't see any handles, do you? So I no longer have control of the curve. It just looks straight over there. Versus if I come back over here, make it a Bezier, hit V, and then make it a vector, I now still have handles that I can play with. I can still mess with that handle and alter the curve. So he sort of see how his eyes sort of jump up a little and then jump back down. It's real slight because I have full control over it because it's still a Bezier curve. Okay. And again, that's for those of you that want to use Blender later on. Those little things count. Okay, so let's turn the overlay off. And that brings a little bit more realism to the man now. So so if I hit all of them, if I hit A and select all the keys, we see the last key is 42. So I'm gonna go to that key. The reason why I did that is because now it's time for the next motion. So I'm gonna go and put in 24 more frames, which puts us at 66. Okay, select everything, hit I, because I want a fresh position here. So it tell me it just keyframed 1159. I can't think of words. Things. Okay, not necessarily bones, but what the hell you call them? Why can't I think of words right now? But that stuff right here, the location, rotations, and so. Okay, so it just did like 11,000 of those. Okay, I mean 1,100, not 11,000. Okay, so the reason why I did that is now it's about time to get ready to turn back. Remember, all these things are in play. So we're gonna go back to the rotate tool. So I'm gonna select those things. I'm not gonna mess with the eyes, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna type in 12. I'm gonna go in front of that 66 plus 12. I mean plus 12 is 78. And then, and I'm not, and I say again, I'm gonna hit 1 because I want to know where I'm at. Now I tend not to do that sometimes. I'll just do this and I'll just grab it and just turn it the other way. Okay. And then adjust it accordingly. Now, why do you do that like that? Because watch this. So I'm gonna go back to the thing and I'm gonna grab his head. I'm going to hit Alt R, grab his neck, Alt R, and then rotate them to that location. Okay. And I can just fix it accordingly because again, remember, we're just making adjustments accordingly. Okay. All right. Now this shoulder has to go back to where it was. Same for this one. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. It has to go back to where it was by me making an adjustment here. So when you grab an object, right, grab it, hit shift, and you can refine it. Like I told you before, right? Same thing here. We want to go up and forward some on the Z. All right. I'm gonna go down some more on this one. Okay. Checking the chat. Nothing new. Okay, cool, bet. All right, so now remember, we just did 12 frames. That's too fast. So that means I need to go further. I'm going to add 18. Then you say, why you make that choice? Well, let's see. What's 8 plus 2? Get that? Now, why did I do that? Because I'm going to show you something. This is the settling frames. That's why I said, what's 8 plus 2? And then you think about it, okay. So it's still within the range of the 30, even though I'm working 24. This is the kind of math I do in my head. I know it sounds crazy as hell to some people. Okay. So remember now. So now when we look at the playback, see what I'm saying? Zoo, because that's the settle. He's like, what? Now, what I like to do here, because I know all of these things are working together, I don't want them working together. Okay, so something has to be off a little bit. But we know when we go to turn back the other way, our shoulders lead. So when you go to turn, your head doesn't turn first, your shoulders start to turn. So it's like a 1, 2, 3. So it goes from shoulder, neck, head. Okay, so our shoulders are going to move first, which is the chest bone, right? and then the neck, then the head. So if what I want to do is just click the head, I'm sorry, click the shoulders, leave them where they are. Hear me out. Click the neck, and what I'm going to do is select it, and I'm going to hit G1. And I just want to move it one frame. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the head. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to hit G2 because I want them to sort of be behind each other a little bit. Boom. See the difference? I already know I need two keyframes. I just now let me tell you where I learned this trick from. DreamWorks. I learned this from animators at DreamWorks. So they just sit down and watch behind the scenes and then listen to interviews. I like those type of things, and they talk about these little intricate things. I recommend going to Weta Digital's YouTube channel, subscribing. If you don't, just watch them, and it'll keep popping up on your feed. Go to Industrial Light and Magic, ILM. Go to their YouTube channel and watch them. They do a lot of video podcast stuff, so you don't always see a video, so you'll just listen to it, just have it on in the background and listen to these guys talk. They tell you the things they do. And understand these people are VFX houses, but they also animate. The same thing for Blur Studios. Go and watch those guys. I think his name's Tom. I think it's Tom or Adam, whatever, but I won't say Tom. It's the guy that owns it. They talk about these things. Get involved because this is where you're going to learn what studios are really doing compared to what other people are doing. Other people are saying, okay, you got to do this. Okay, you're going to do 24 frames, so you're going to put one on everything, and then we're going to do. They want you to do this basically. Let's do this. This is what they want you to do. Okay, so let me select everything. Let me just select everything. Go constant. This is what they want you to do, right? And hope this fucking works when you go Bezier, right? And it might get wonky, but what I learned from other studios was don't do that. Animate forward. Do this. Just do it the way you want to damn do it. So I started doing that. And once I realized, okay, this makes sense because if I turn, I can now see the error. But I don't know the error from stepping. Now I get doing, hear me out. This is for character animation. For game animation, I recommend it solely 100% because those are going to be because certain things they're going to require certain things to be quite intricate because game animations are not one for one to real life. Acting is one for one. Now I'm not talking about Toonmation. Toonmation is not one for one. It's one for two. What I mean is for every other frame, you're going to get a realistic action mixed in with an overshoot action. So this guy would turn, but he wouldn't turn the way I have him turning. What he would probably do is swing this way and then swing back the other way. So he'd be like, well, what? So, well, what? That's what he would probably do in a Toonmation action. So I don't teach Toonmation. I don't instruct in Toonmation. I instruct in realism. This is an action that you will see a person do. Now, they may do it faster than that. So I'm showing you just on the frames, but I may make adjustments to this. So I know these are where everything, these are my center frames. This is my final frames for that action. These are my center frames for that action. I will simply just drag the motherfuckers over because now I want it to be a little bit faster. It still ain't fast enough for me. We're going to drag it some more. Boom. Because I know, see, it still has the same feeling. It didn't change. So what I find is people don't stop. They don't stop and say, hold on. Let me look at myself in the mirror or shoot reference. Like I know that you've done that, Keon, where you shot reference or whatnot. Where we at? Say below. Let's see. Well, oh, okay. All right. But but yeah, so it's one of those things. And then, the few people that I've talked to and also know that work at Pixar say the same thing. It's like you have to be able to see it. I'm not a storyboarder. I don't really do storyboards. I just sit down and go, okay, he's sitting in this chair. He has to stand up. Where is he going? Oh, he's going to the kitchen. Well, he goes that way. There's no need for me to storyboard that. I don't. Well, how are you gonna frame it up? Same way I frame up anything else. So if I turn my auto keying off, understand this is set, right? So I know, all right, I'm gonna come in to a certain point. Now, if you want to make this dead to the set to the frame, go to view, because when you're in the camera, go to cameras and go to frame to bounds. Now, you can just hit the home key, like I can do this here, and hit the home key for that, and it'll do it. Hold on. Uh-oh. Got to go back in the camera. Uh-oh, it's still not working. Why am my num lock not going off? Oh, never mind. It's still not working. But yeah, you can hit the home key. I don't know why my number pad tripping, so I apologize. But anyway, you'll do this, and then here, you could do it over here in view. You can lock the camera. Okay, you can lock it, or there's already a lock on the screen right here in the corner. Just lock it. All right, and then I'll just frame a camera up. So what I like to do is just frame it up. I don't like it being as close as I want to see my edges. Now you say, well, I want to black it out. Go to view, go over here on your settings, object data settings, passport 2. I'd make it 0.98. I said 0.98 and boom. So now we have it, right? So now I want to lock the screen, lock it, and we're going to set it. So now I already know where I want to go. This is where I want to be. I don't have a reason to go and frame that because I already know where I want to be. This is a personal thing, okay? So now we play. I already know what I want to be. So remember, we had his eyes turning before, so we know he has to look back. So the eyes are going to move before he does. I'm just going to hit Alt G, go into the and then just I'll push it up down a little bit. Okay, hit I because I turned the thing off. Okay, swing it all the way back around. I'm gonna come out of it because again, he's not looking directly. So yeah, I'll slowly bring it over. So when he settles on the thing, right? Okay, so he settles on the thing. I hit it again, and then remember, we want to select everything and hit vector because I want to make sure that it's vector. Okay, and then boom, we have it. Now I'm gonna go into my playback because I want to show you why I made that. So I can look at shots like this without having to overthink it. Okay. I don't know what my light look like. Okay, cool. Is the shadows on? Yeah, they're on. They're on. I think I have. Do I have that turned on? I might have that turned on. Yeah, just give me a second, because I might have. Do I have that on? No, I do not. So why is he shining like that? What in the hell is? Oh, hold on. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, I see what happened. The other light is inside of him. Okay, let me move that light because I was like, what the hell is happening there? Okay, yeah, all right, there we go. Okay, so now since I fixed that, because I was like, what in the hell is going on with him? The light was inside of him. Okay, he had the light in him, baby. All right, so I'm gonna change this camera. I'm gonna actually put it where I want it. Right. So like I said, this is where I want it, but I want the camera to follow him. Okay. So I'm gonna just set a key, turn it on, knowing he's gonna look that way, but I want the camera to slowly zoom in on him. So we're gonna push the camera in. All right, and then I'll keep going because I know he's got the switch again, and it's gonna go to 90. So when he goes to switch, I want to follow him, but I want to be behind him a little. So here he's still moving forward. So I mean it's still going. So I'll just move that to there because I remember I want to follow. But now watch this. I'm going to select everything and hit vector because I do not want it to do that ease in, ease out. So I'm gonna let it slowly zoom in. And then when it goes to turn, I'm going to find the frame that I want and I'm going to actually change it again because again, I don't want it to turn till he turns. I don't want it to change till he changes. And then boom, we can change, right? Because I want to look at what he's doing. Now you might ask, what would you do? This right here. So I didn't like that, right? So watch this. This is the fun part. Because guess what? We can come to the transform properties. So the object properties give me the ability to be able to be a little bit more specific. Now, some people will just add a, they'll use a dolly cam or whatnot. I may not use a dolly cam. It just depends. So I know that this is switches over, like it's pushing into him because it is zoomed in. But what I'll do is something like this. Now, mind you, this is a personal thing, so don't get too caught up in it. I don't always do this, so do not vet this as being the definite, okay? Because I know that this rotation here is not doing anything, okay? So I know it's this one, right? I do not want to change that. I want to adjust here and then make an adjustment like this. So Won't, because that's what I wanted to. That's a personal thing. That's something I would do if I was just in a hurry and just needed the shot. However, I'm about to hit you with some knowledge. Watch this one. We're going to go to our constraints. You say, why didn't you do that the first time? And I'm going to track two. I'm going to track it to him, and then I'm going to type in head. So I'm going to track it to his head, and I'm going to do it like halfway. Okay. So now when it moves, it's not going to flip all the way around because it's going to follow him ever so slightly. Even if I went all the way, it's not going to follow him completely. And the reason why I did a track two is because I want it to be locked to him. And then what I'll do is I'll hit this, and then I'm gonna go to 90, and I just want to swing, right? I just want to swing ever so slightly. I just want to swing. I don't want to go all the way because I want to just see. Oh, press the wrong one. I did it again. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Again, it's just a slight little thing. It's just a few little things, and then I'm just gonna go into vector. So it's just moving. See how that was a lot smoother because it's vector. Because I just want to just see him. I just want to see the action. I don't necessarily want it to be a whole lot of things. It's just something simple. Okay. Now, personally, if I was doing this every day on something else, I wouldn't probably do any of that. But I'm just showing you little techniques that you could use to help yourself. This is not always the way. Okay. to quote Ugandan Knuckles, do you know the way? Okay. But it's just little stuff like that. What time is it? I gotta get ready to go. So yeah, little stuff like that. And again, I just wanted to show what's coming in reference to the character animation. So now we're gonna push this down, okay? Because this is what I want to do now is I want to play with his face. So I'll hit 3, come in a little tight, and I want the portions from here up. So I'll just grab this stuff right here. Okay, I don't need that one because that's for the mouth. All right, and then I'm going to remove the eye because those are his blinkers, and I want to separate these two things. Okay, I don't want them on the same thing. So I'm gonna open this one up, and then I'm gonna select here and just delete them because I don't want them to interfere with one another. Okay. Excuse me. I don't think these are gonna work, but I'm gonna try. So I like to have a pose library. I don't know if these are gonna work because I use auto read for these, but I think the face poses should still work. So let's test it out. Yep, they still work. All right. So we're gonna come out of that. So now what I'll do is I want him to start there and then won't, right? But I want him to be confused. So I want to be like, what? So let's go back in here and I'll just press because I turned the auto off. So he's like, what? All right. I can turn this off so we can see it, make it pretty. And then go to turn back, right? So I'll move that to there, and I want because it's just this. So yeah, zoom. Like what? All right. So now if we look at it, because if I turn this off, and let's just say again, I'm going to leave the camera to the front. So I don't want, because I'm just going to leave the camera to the front. I'm just going to hit G, and I'll turn it ever so slightly because understand it's going to follow him now to a point. All right. So we just look at him do his thing. He's like, what? What? All right. So I want to change the camera. So in the camera settings, you have camera here, right? If you drop it down, it shows you the actual width and the sensor fit. I'm going to go to ARRI Alexa 65, and then I'm going to make this an 85 on the focal length. Just like that, right? Okay, so now understand we have those two things set. Another thing I like to do, and I just really do, is I like to have the eyelids on a separate thing. So I'll hit I, and then I'm going to delete everything towards the end except for his name, and then call it blink. Okay, and I'll make it a fake user because I want him to always have this blink, so it doesn't make a difference what's happening, and I can adjust that blink accordingly. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, the ILM, ILM, the ILM podcast, and What a Digital does their own thing. City shy. I don't know. I mean, just go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Okay. So there you go. What the hell is that? Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah. So there it is right there, ILM. And then let's look at Weta Digital. So yeah. Um, and you got Weta. I said don't leave you with them. Listen to y'all. All right, so where we at? Okay, so I'm gonna just make it blink. So I'm gonna go 3 frames, 1, 2, 3, push down till I get it where I want it. Plus 8. Oh Lord, it didn't even do it. Go to 3 because I don't have auto keying on. I'm tripping. I'm thinking I had the auto key on. Okay, plus 8. All right, and then I like to this center one. I like to just vector it, and then now when I push it down, I can do it how I want. So I'll go plus 3, and then we look at it from the camera. Push this down, right? I'll go. Matter of fact, I don't want it like that. I'll do it like this. Go back over here, go to the blink, because now I can instantly go use it. He's gonna get ready to turn his head again. As he gets ready to turn his head, I really want him to blink again. I'm gonna move it, and then he blinks one more time. This time I'll make that blink be a little slower. 1.65. All right. All right. So it's just like that. So as simple as that. And I think a lot of people, like I said, overcomplicate things because they want to, I don't know, be on some superhero stuff, and that's fine in so many ways. But at the same time, it's like don't overthink the process. And the reason why I like to add that little bit of, you see how it's sort of rotating around him? It's because it's tracked to his head a little. It's not a super track, so it's the tracking is only like half, so I can still make adjustments accordingly. And I just like to push it down some, hit G and push it down. 'Cause if you try to push it down, it's gonna do that. It's not gonna go down. Okay. And then yeah, there we go. Like hmm. Now when you get this in lesson form, which again I'm doing it as a packet. So the packet would be like 5 bills, maybe 10. Okay, just the packet. So meaning it's gonna have about 5 to 10 videos. It's gonna be like $5 to $10. That's it. Because I'm going to do a breakdown. So it's not gonna just be me being scattered like this right now. I'm sort of all over the place right now. So you see, all right. So yeah, um, where I'm at. Yeah, what's up? A lot of people overthink the process, Kratos. A lot of people. So yeah, that's the key here. So over here, let's go and take that and bring that into render mode. And we can see him in and turn some lights on in there. I don't like that top light being right there because I moved it because he has a chair in here also. And yeah, put it back some. Okay. Because like if I turn on the chair, there's a chair in there. And all, I got stuff in there for different things. So you're going to get a whole how to make them stand up and sit down, tut, and all of that. So if I hit F12, we're going to do a render and look at it in full render mode. So yeah, that's just a quick render. It's not, I haven't done anything, it ain't been touched or whatever. Because usually there will be a focal length on, why that just lagged out like that? Focal length on the actual character. And if I just click him, I'll just make this like 1.4 and then hit F12. Yep, that was too much. 3, F12. I tend to put a focal on him, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Just watch what I'm saying. So watch this here. So we're gonna go to his collection. I'm gonna put in an empty. I'm gonna resize the empty to 0.06, rename it to focal. I said focal underscore Virgil. Go to constraints, child of constraint. I'm gonna get rid of scale because we're not gonna scale it. Click his rig, go to head, and then here, move it to the front. I'll put it somewhere near in the middle of his face. And then back in the camera, go to depth, turn it off, and type in focal, and boom. So now if I go 1.4, it should be a little bit, it should be, but it might not be because I'm a little close to him. Yeah, so that's a lot better because I have a place to focus on now. But I probably just do two for it and wouldn't even change much. But this is just a part of the packet. So I'll be talking about those things in succession and how to get better renders or renders that you think because a lot of people think Eevee's not good and renders at that level. What's up? What are you talking about? Hey man, you. All right. So yeah. Um. But yeah. Other than that. Hope to help somebody. I will come. I am coming back because I had to go pick somebody up real quick because I'm already late. Pick them up, come back, and I'll be back in here again. So I will be back here. But those of you on YouTube, I'm telling you right now, with God love, come to Twitch because it's where I'll be. So those of you that's watching me on Twitch right now, man, I'll be back. And yeah, I'll be back. All right, y'all. Below.